I just finished work early by an hour and 20 minutes. I'm on the way to an Afghani food spot on the other side of the city that's closer to my work than it is to my house. And I'm doing it alone. I've not done many things alone. The only other time I've had to do the things I've wanted to do, like going for something as simple as a walk, was the last time that my shift got cancelled, which isn't ideal, but it's a start towards giving myself more time and being okay with my own company. I want to do a lot more this year, and not because it's the new year and it's the start of the new year. I mean, I'm starting to record this video basically 2 weeks into the year. I think this is the first video that I hope to put, and I want to put out more regular videos like this just to keep myself accountable for the coming weeks. And I want to make sure that I'm hitting my goals, or even if I don't, I've got a video which I can look back to and see that, hey, you know what, like, this is my explanation behind the things that I've done and the reasons behind why I'm wanting to do certain things. Like, I wanted to make a video, but then I thought of a script idea and I couldn't think of what script to write, and I wanted to do 20 things at once, and I was gifted a keyboard and I wanted to learn new songs on the keyboard, and it's so many different things that I want to do, but I can't just stick to one thing. And what I found earlier today in my break was the best way to just get something started is to just start and like make it. I have to turn my brain off essentially and just start. I wanted to make my logo and I looked at so many different points of inspiration and none of them really helped in that sense, and I just started blotting things down on the paint tool, and something's come of it, and now that's a start. It's the thing that you see online of just make it first and you can make it good later. So I think that's what I want to do more of. I want to not succumb to my perfectionism, because I think it is a trait that makes things more difficult for me. I think I'm in a much better place this time than I was 6 months ago, and I hope that in the coming months I'm in a better and better position. I think the goals that I would want to set out, though, if I were to lay them out in bullet point form, would be to maintain a solid cut and stick to a regimen in the gym, as well as losing 4 kilos a month, which I think is doable. The second point would be to read 1 book a month. I think it's not too difficult, but I think I want to have at least 12 books down within this year. But we'll have to see how possible that is, and I'll have to keep changing these goals. But I think a general sensible goal would be to read more and use my phone less before I go to sleep. I think that's more of a sensible goal. The third thing would be to produce some creative outlet each month. And I think I will have to set goals for how I'm actually going to navigate these things and how I'm going to actually produce the outputs that I want. But that'll come in its own time. And I think that I'll have to do that off the video rather than blur out a bunch of nonsense to the camera that I'm using to keep myself accountable and post something about. I think that's all for now. And I think that's enough. And I don't want to put too much more on my plate than what I can actually handle, because I have a tendency to do that. And I end up not doing anything because I want to perfect all of the things on the list, and then I end up not doing any of them. So I think 2 to 3 goals is a sensible amount, and I will try my best to stick to them. And I am looking forward to seeing what happens and what the next video is going to sound like and what the progress update will be. It's later on in the day. I'm going to go to the gym with my friend. I'm going to hit a pull workout, which should be pretty nice. I haven't been too good at my strength training regimen recently, so my lifts aren't as good as they used to be in my prime a year or two ago, and I hopefully want to get back to that, if not better. But My goal is mostly to maintain and increase in a little bit of strength and muscle, but mostly just to lose the fat and make sure that I'm doing some form of resistance exercise as much as I can. I've been meaning to make it a habit to be more on time with my friends, and I was just checking his location, and I know that he's on the way, and I should just leave. Even though I'm closer to the gym than he is, I should just leave earlier. But it should be a good workout. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's my first time recording myself and talking to a camera without a script. Or talking to a camera in general, other than for university projects and things like that. I'm hoping to be lower in weight by the end of the month and to have one project published. One of the videos published that I've got planned. Another thing I want to get done, I think, is spend more time alone. Because I think I'm quite enjoying it, but I don't allow myself the time to enjoy it, and instead I spend time scrolling on my phone. And I definitely want to reduce that. I think by doing things like this, where I spend time, I suppose, video journaling, and it acts as a form of therapy as well as a hobby. Yeah, it was a good workout. I was working much slower and trying to feel the motion of each repetition for all my sets much more, and I didn't lift crazy weight, but I think it just felt much better, and I felt the mind to muscle connection much better. And I didn't have enough time for a full 3 sets of lower back extension, so I just did a drop set with the 10 kgs, which really burnt the lower back, but it feels good, and I think it helps me for the work at the bakery. It's nice to spend quiet evenings like this after work, and I don't appreciate them enough. I used to park here for university, actually, and then walk in between the botanic gardens to the university campus for my lectures. It was quite a nice walk. It was very cold, sometimes slippery and slidey, but it was nice. I think I want to draw more. My friend gave me paints for my birthday, and I just never used them. And in my head, I'm like thinking of improving my drawing ability before I move on to painting. But I think I can just get onto the painting and make it good later. I suppose this is a video of me just starting and making it good later. In terms of my health, in terms of my money, in terms of art, in terms of my career. I've been applying to engineering jobs. It's been 6 months since I've graduated, roughly. We'll just have to see what happens in the coming months.